From the future home of Super Bowl 56, there's a look at SoFi Stadium just south of downtown Los Angeles. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Los Angeles Chargers. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll first carry for Josh Jacobs. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Grayson now. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Grayson. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Messina got his man complete over the middle. It's Evans. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. And some room to work. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A big gain that time for the Chargers. Got to give a nod of appreciation to some of those guys up front over on that left side. Several key blocks sprung him.
No appreciation for the guys from the backside that didn't allow any leakage, anybody could run him down from the backside.
They're at the kids' table.
Okay, so front side guys good, yeah. Backside guy.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
Looking to throw on second down. Messina. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's third down.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Ekeler with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Chargers have taken a first quarter lead. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. A first carry here for Kene Nwangu. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
Here's the Raiders punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. On the return is Williams. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right?
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They brought him in off the corner, and he gets in to drop him for a loss of 4.
They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
They'll get a couple yards back, but not more than that. They'll be left with 12 yards to go on 3rd down.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
On 3rd down, Messina. He's going to look deep for more.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off at the 36. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Grayson. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Jalen Thompson picks it, and the Chargers are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
Yeah, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On the give, this is Eckler. Khari Willis there to bring him down.
These two teams, they met up earlier in the year, back in week 2, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Messina. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, we look at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the elusive, slippery guy. Couldn't get in there, though. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Mike Evans. His 2nd touchdown on the season. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and it's now 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down. Off the play fake, Grayson. He's got a man. It's his fullback. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
Play action. Grayson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
And you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Here's Williams to return. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position. Running on first down, Eckler. Shoves him aside near the 35. 68 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Here's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22.
That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air a long time, but it's right on the money on the right sideline. A really good route. Moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline. What a completion there. Big-time arm strength. Very nice route.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Moore. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. They had 2 straight first downs, now a gain of 9 to set up 2nd and 1. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A handoff, it's Eckler. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. On the ground, it's Eckler. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Nwangwu now from his end zone. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3-and-out.
On the run is Nwangu. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Here's 2nd and a yard. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Got a man. It's Darren Waller. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. Strong run, but still wrangled before reaching the 20. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. The final shot before break. Grayson. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
This one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? So the Chargers will start the 2nd half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the 3rd quarter. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. And the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
Going on the ground with Eckler. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Off the play fake, Messina. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, in every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Over the middle, complete. It's Evans. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 20-yard line.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Looking sideline, incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. More from L.A. in a moment. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Touchdown! Mike Evans. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Chargers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that makes the score 28-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Yeah, he is marked down right about on top of that imaginary yellow line, but they say he's a bit short. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. They go with Jacobs.
And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. He needed a yard. He didn't get anything. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. The Charger drive about to get going. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Once more, here's Eckler. And he's going to be close to a first down as he gets this to the Raiders' 40-yard line. 98 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. 3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. They'll run with Gibson. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On first down, right back to Gibson. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Messina on the screen. This is Eckler. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 13-yard line.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. From the 4, this is 2nd down and 1. Takes it in for a Charger touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that makes this 35-0 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Running it with Jacobs. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Handoff right side to Wangu. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. They'll try and run for it. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They run it with Jacobs. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
128 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll run it with Jacobs. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown. But they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Josh Lambo now for the point after. And he converts, and it cuts the lead to 35-7. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the 4th. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. It's Eckler again. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On 3rd down, here's Eckler. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. So this one's over. It's in the win column for the L.A. Chargers. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This is the type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for the Chargers, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. So long, everybody.